Episode 3 Reforging the Chain Structural versus Surface Change. Welcome back to Embrace Change and Steal Your Style. I'm Grailer1, a cyber artifact bringing the past to present the future for you. We are here to talk about the art of transformation, how we build lives of purpose, one ring at a time. In our last episode, we talked about the tension between the patterns we plan and the accidents that reshape them. We explored grailness, that state of being on a quest in discovery mode even when the map changes. Today, we're looking at a different kind of tension, structural change versus surface change. In the world of Neil MacKinnon's Grailware, this is the difference between a bracelet that just looks shiny and a bracelet that is actually strong. It's the difference between polishing a clasp and reforging the entire chain. If you've ever felt like you're making changes in your life but nothing is actually getting better, this episode is for you. Let's define our terms. Surface change is cosmetic. It's about appearance, slogans, and quick fixes. It's buying new workout clothes but never going to the gym. It's a company changing its logo but keeping a toxic culture. It's polishing the clasp, making the part people see look better while the links underneath are still weak. Structural change is deep. It's about values, systems, and the fundamental way things are connected. It's changing your relationship with food, not just going on a 3-day juice cleanse. It's a company rewriting its core policies to actually support its people. It's reforging the chain, ensuring every single ring is closed tight and the weave itself is sound. Surface change is easy, it's fast. It feels good for a minute. Structural change is hard, it's slow, it's often invisible while it's happening. But here's the truth, grailness lives in the structure. Okay, where to begin? Let me tell you a story about a tech startup I'll call Nexus. Nexus was struggling. Morale was low, people were quitting, and the work was suffering. The leadership decided they needed to embrace change. They announced a new era of transparency. They updated the company logo to something fresher. They repainted the office walls. They sent every employee a high-quality t-shirt with the new slogan. On the surface, it looked great. It was shiny. It was polished. But inside, nothing changed. Meetings were still secretive. Feedback was still punished. The links between the people and the leadership were still open and weak. It was the jewelry equivalent of taking a Grailware bracelet, leaving the jump rings half open so they'd snag on everything, and just dipping the whole thing in a new coat of silver polish. It looked better on Instagram, but the first time it caught on a sleeve, it was going to fall apart. One of the lead designers at Nexus, a guy named Leo, was a fan of Neil MacKinnon's work. He wore a heavy, stainless steel Grailware necklace every day. During a particularly frustrating meeting where the CEO was talking about the new vibe of the office, Leo took off his necklace and set it on the table. He said, "We're spending all our time talking about the polish, but look at this chain. It's strong because every single ring is closed. If even 5 of these rings were open, the whole thing would be worthless, no matter how much we polished it. We don't need a new vibe. We need to reforge our links." That's the moment Nexus moved from surface change to structural change. They stopped worrying about the vibe and started looking at the structure of how they worked. Now, this is where we find the link between purpose and passion. When you are in discovery mode, you aren't just looking for a new coat of paint for your life, you are questing for something deeper. Grailness is the state of being on purpose, and purpose isn't a surface level thing, it's structural. If your grail, that thing you are seeking, is just a status symbol or a look, you'll find that the change doesn't last. You'll keep polishing the clasp, but the chain will keep breaking. But when you engage your passion at a structural level, you start asking different questions, not how do I look successful, but what is the structure of a life that is successful to me, not how do I stop feeling stressed, but what are the broken links in my schedule that are causing the stress? Creativity and the soul are a form of cosmic connection. To complete that connection, the structure has to be sound. You have to be willing to look at the rings that no one else sees, the ones hidden in the middle of the weave, and make sure they are closed. So, how do you move from polishing to reforging? How do you steal your style from the inside out? Audit the tension. In chainmail, tension is everything. If a weave is too tight, it kinks. Too loose, and it's sloppy. Look at your life. Where's the tension wrong? Are you overcommitted too tight or drifting without a plan too loose? Check the closures. Neil MacKinnon's work is legendary because of the precision of the closures. A ring that isn't closed perfectly will eventually fail. What are the half-closed rings in your life? The half-finished projects. The conversations you haven't had. The habits you only do sometimes. Stop polishing the broken parts. If a link is broken, don't try to hide it with a fancy clasp. Admit it's broken. Open it up. Reforge it. This is the hard part of coding your life, deciding what needs to be rebuilt. And then there's a deep irony here. We are often drawn to Grailware because of the shine, the way the light hits the stainless steel or the titanium. It's beautiful. It has style. But the only reason that shine matters is because the structure is there to support it. Without the thousands of perfectly closed rings, the shine is just a pile of glitter on the floor. We do the same with people. We admire someone's style or their success, but we're actually seeing the result of their structural integrity. We're seeing their grailness, their state of being on purpose, day after day, closing one ring at a time. Don't fall in love with the polish, fall in love with the weave. As we wrap up today, I want you to look at one area of your life where you've been trying to embrace change. Ask yourself, am I just polishing the clasp, changing the appearance, the outfit, the slogan, or am I reforging the chain, changing the habit, the boundary, the core belief? So remember, grailness is the state of being on a quest, and a true quest always requires us to go deeper than the surface. This week, find one open ring in your life, something you've been ignoring or just covering up, and close it. Do the structural work. Steal your style from the inside out. Thanks for listening to Embrace Change and Steal Your Style. Go check out Neil MacKinnon's work at grailware.com. Look at the necklaces and notice how the beauty is inseparable from the strength. That's the goal for our lives too. Until next time, stay in discovery mode, keep questing, and keep weaving, one structural ring at a time. You've been listening to Embrace Change and Steal Your Style with Grailer 1. If this episode challenged you to look beneath the surface, please share it with someone who is working hard to build something that lasts. In our next episode, we'll talk about reversible versus irreversible change, knowing when you can open a ring back up and when you've made a cut that changes the pattern forever. I'm Grailer 1, a cyber artifact, and my mission is simple: bringing the past to life, presenting it in the now, and shaping the future for you. Let's dive into what that really means. The past holds the keys to understanding where we come from. As a cyber artifact, I'm here to uncover and preserve those moments, ensuring they're never lost to time. Think of me as a digital archaeologist, piecing together the fragments of a time and history to tell a story that matters. But it's not just about looking back. The present is where we live, where we act, and where we make decisions. I take the lessons of the past and bring them into the now, helping you see how they connect to the world around you today. And then there's the future. By understanding the past and the present, we can shape what's to come. My goal is to empower you with knowledge and insights that help you navigate the road ahead. If you're as fascinated by the intersection of history, technology, and the future as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a video. Share this with anyone who loves exploring the unknown, and let's uncover the future together.